Hey, I had a little distraction, but that's real life. And hey, y'all, welcome back to Fancy Tail Moms. This is Thoughtful Thursday. I know it's been a minute, but I've been like super busy living life YOLO, right? And welcome back. So, tonight is going to be a reset night. That's what I've been trying to do lately, getting back to the things I like, doing things I like, getting back to my hobbies. So, just checking in with you. I know it's not midweek, but it's almost in week, and we got a lot of good things coming up. And today was a lot for me. I needed to breathe today. Can you hear that? Yes, I I adopted a dog, but on top of that, I'm giving myself permission to take a moment to breathe and to do the things I like to do, a moment to be with myself. So if you're here, go ahead and exhale with me as we get into this thoughtful Thursday. We're not going to be rushing tonight and we're just going to be being ourselves, and that's what it's all about. So today I needed a reset. I had a lot going on. Not only was my boundaries being tested, but some of the things I believed in, and then I had to remember, wait, what do I actually need? What do I actually like? And so that's the question I want to ask you to ask yourself. What it is that you like? What do you like to do? What are the favorite things? What are your hobbies? Speaking of favorite things, I have an Instagram, and my hashtag I created a long time back once I had my third child, last child, was my favorite things. Just so I can just remember all my favorite things I used to like to do, when I was a teenager, right? When we were 18. And some of the new things we've picked up along the way. So today's are one of those days where I just said, I need to stop and reset. And it was kind of like in that twitching twilight hour. Where it's 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, and you're up thinking, I made a lot of plans. I made some camping plans because I was like, oh, I need to get away, take a moment to reset, renew, and just like, get in touch with myself, what it is that I'm doing, what's ahead of me, and just refocus, right? And then I also made a plan to go to the beach, hit a couple of things I like up, go camping, and on top of that, go to Oak Fest. Is anyone going to that? I'm super excited. It's like the old festival at the lake. So just, getting back to doing some of the things I like to do. And then taking a moment out today to go get some iced coffee, Vietnamese coffee, one of my favorite things I like to do at House of Finn in Oakland off of International. And I ended up taking my son because me and him, we need to spend more time. And moms who are single moms raising their sons, you need to take time out to do things that your sons like to do. Do things that with them, for them, and include them more. So I took him and my youngest daughter went to go get some iced coffee. Then later on, I drug them to the Goodwill with me to pick out some of my favorite things and find some good treasures. I found some stuff, they found some stuff, we found some stuff. It's like the things I like to do. So today I just had to take a moment to reset and remind myself to take some time for myself and do something for me, not do something for somebody else. So I wanted to share that with you. And I hope that you took some time to do some things for yourself. And if you didn't do it today, go do it tomorrow because it's Friday, one of the favorite things. So lately I went ahead and I rebraided my hair. I added some color in. I did my nails. Oh my gosh, I had glued them on. Check me out on Instagram, Miss Emac. But after I glued them on, I had so much housework to do, like wash the dishes, cook, clean, do laundry, do my daughter's hair. They didn't popped off. Y'all know that, super glue only lasts so long. So just wanted to remind you, because I'm doing it myself, I'm choosing to live in the moment again. YOLO, because we only live one time, right? Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. And be present. Just taking the moment out. Uh-oh, those are my kids. Okay, so yeah. And that's real life. So I'm here and I hope that, I'm cooking dinner right now. I'm making chicken and rice, and I hope that you guys got some dinner on too. And it's 7:50, it's late, but hey, we still finna eat. It's all good. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I just made some time to go camping. It's kind of one of the things I like to do. I like to be in nature, reset, renew, so I can just see what it is ahead of me, face my obstacles ahead and have some time to think about it in quiet. And it's also a good time to just be grateful of the things that I have, even for a lot of the things in multitude and some of the things that I don't have yet, some of the things that are going to be coming that are unexpected, unforeseen, but are in my future. And then two, just being humble, right? Humbling myself, making the best of what I have in the moment with what I have. And that's kind of like for me sometimes camping is all about. You don't have to get a lot of things, just the little things. And it's only like $35 a night. So we're gonna go on a hike, pick some things, cook some cool chicken, make some hamburgers, some hot dogs. I got tons of hot dogs. So, hey, that's what summer is about. And I had made a trip to go to Vegas, but I decided, nope, I'm not gonna go to Vegas. I'm gonna do something easy. So me and the kids are gonna do camping, gonna continue to hit the beaches up and the pools, because Oakland pools are only $1 this summer, and the beach is free. So hit it up. So yeah, I'm doing Oak Fest, I'm doing the camping, and then I also need to take some time out and laugh. It doesn't matter. I was watching something, and this girl said it, don't wait for your friends to go with yourself. If you want to go travel, if you want to go do something, because if you're always waiting around for someone to go with you, you won't be able to do it. So going to see some comedy. They got Yunty up out here in the Yay area, so I'm excited about that because I love a laugh, because I'm lightweight type A, and I could always use a laugh. Just as a mom, just let my shoulders off. So I got me a ticket, so I'm excited to go see that. And I just got to find a sitter. Y'all know that's the hardest thing to do. So I'm working on that. But I'm also just reminding myself to let myself have fun again, right? And enjoy my life, because that's what it's all about. And you don't have to have much money to do that, right? So I've been thinking about camping, Oak Fest, my comedy show, just doing fun things like my nail and my hair again, and going to the beach more, trying to do a cheap road trip down to LA before the kids go back to school. So these are things that just make me laugh. Things are things that get me outside that I can have fun with. And I also love to do treasure hunts at the Goodwill too, find cool, fine bargains and things like that. So these things just remind me of who I am, what I like to do, that I'm still a whole person. I'm more than a mom. And that's something that you guys have to do too, as we find our identities and are becoming ourselves. We got to take a moment for ourselves, because ain't nobody going to give it to us. So, yes, I love that. Camping gives me peace. I love to laugh. So, I love comedy shows. So, moms, go find something. Like, what do you like to do? Like, I like makeup too. So I go to the dollar store and find me some digs. Don't play with me. I can go to Walmart. I can go to Sephora. I can go to Mac. I can go to Macy's. I can do a lot of things all at once. And so can you. Don't matter where you get it, but what you do with it, right? So don't forget that. So what brings you peace? What are some of the things that you like to do to join other people in culture and community? And what are some of the things that give you joy? And honestly, you deserve joy. We deserve joy, because being a mom is a lot. We need a moment of fun sometimes. We need a little bit of that YOLO energy where we can be ourselves and like to do the things we like to do. And don't forget to say no. Very powerful. No. You kids ask you for something. No. What'd you cook for dinner? Nothing. What'd you cook? You want to get some cereal? So, hey, don't forget, take that time for yourself. Super important. Don't be waiting for permission to take care of yourself, to love yourself. And, to be honest with you, I'm a little bit behind on studying. The kids are out for summer, and I felt a little bit behind doing real life things, spending time with my children, creating family moments, taking care of myself, cleaning my house, cooking in my house, doing laundry, and so that takes up time, because these are the real responsibilities that we have as a mom. As we checking in on Thursday, let's be thoughtful about it. Because, it takes time to cook and clean. It takes time to stay at home all day. Then, not alone to mention the homework we still doing. I mentioned earlier I'm helping my baby read. So I had to spend some time with her reading today before I study, then go take a walk, because we all need to get outside. You need to walk your kids, you need to go to the park, you need to have fun. So these are some of the things I try to do every day with my babies, all three of them. I have an 18, I have a 13-year-old, and I have a 7-year-old. And I'm treating my 7-year-old like I did the first two. We all up in this together. I love my kids, and I know that you guys love your kids too, even though sometimes things get hard. And so, this is what this Thoughtful Thursday is all about. I'm checking in, and I hope that you have been able to check in with yourself too. So, I'm behind. Are you behind? It's cool. We all behind. Let's get back on track, because we finna hit this book tonight. I'm about to study tonight and make up for that lost time. And you can make up for lost time too. If you don't do it tonight, do it tomorrow, but make sure you get it done, right? And still show up, because that's what matters the most. And lately, I might be behind. I might be applying what I know, trying to do different things. But my kids, especially my son, has been telling me thank you. Even my daughter telling me thank you. And I appreciate that because I think when we are honest with ourselves, our kids see that too, right? When we're honest and we say no. Remember I said say no and how powerful that is? I've had to say no a lot this week. Like, no, I'm not going to give you a ride here. No, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to clean up your mess. You clean up behind yourself. I'm not a maid. Like, you know what I'm saying? These are some of the lessons I've learned over 18 years of being a mother, not to one, but two and three children. Teaching my youngest daughter something different than I did with my first two, right? Because I super spoiled them. So, everybody got to clean up their mess. That teaches them responsibility, accountability. These are good things for them. And, they come and tell me, thank you, mom. And do you guys know I woke up to go get some tea in my twitching hour? Remember, I told you I was up making reservations for camping? Now, sometimes I'll get up like that. And so these are one of those moments. I made reservations for camping, needed to go back to sleep. I went in the kitchen and it was clean. The living room was clean. Their mess wasn't there because they got tired of me getting them up, telling them to clean up your mess. I don't want to wake up to this. Leave it how you found it. And today, my son told me he heard my voice in the back of his head when he was cleaning up, me going in the closet, telling him to get the things out of the corner. So, hey, moms, keep doing that. It works and it pays off. So, as we being thoughtful, I just wanted to share some of those, real moments that I have had. And I hope you have too. And just keep at it. My kids always call me a chihuahua. They always say I'm barking at them, telling them orders, but it's all for their good, our good, because it doesn't help me if it doesn't help them, if it's not helping us, and we all in this together. You feel me? Running down to them like that. So even though I'm behind on studying, I'm still gonna show up. I'm still gonna hit these books and study. Like, oh, I'm gonna show you what I got. Okay, I'm just gonna show you. So I'm on chapter 3. I gotta try to get this done by July, and I'm kind of behind. Do you see all these words on the page? I'm trying to understand what they're talking about. It's a lot. I be having to reread sections. I'm 43. Okay, so I'm trying to get myself together. Yes, trying to get myself together. And I be having to read, but not only that, but now this is what I really have to do, so I can get my little certification. I'm behind, but I'm finna still get this stuff done, okay? And I'm about to journal on my way to doing it. So I hope that you guys don't feel behind because even though it's a lot, we can still get it done. You just gotta have faith, right? You gotta believe in yourself, gotta keep going because our kids are depending on us. So yes, I've been studying, trying to catch up. I've been cooking, I've been cleaning, I've been making my kids work for what they want, and that's all been coming to fruition and really to my blessing, working for me, my children, and my family. So I wanted to share that with you as we're being thoughtful. And today, as I was cooking and cleaning, as I'm doing right now, making some chicken and rice, just got a sink full of dishes. To be honest with you, I have to wash them, and it's 8 o'clock. Do you have a sink full of dishes? Are you getting ready to wash? Let's be honest, okay? We're all doing those mom things, not things, but things, because there's multiple things we got to do. And as I look at my living room, I see my ensueño out here on this floor. Let me know I need to do some more laundry. That's my white clothes. That's the only thing that's left. My son helped me and put away the other clothes. And then my youngest daughter just got to get her stuff out. But dinner is almost ready. And this is what it's all about, and I'm making my kids work for what they want. And it's just not giving them what they want all the time. And they need to recognize that. And they're beginning to do that. And that's helping me recognize that I'm doing the right thing. And motherhood is not always going to be straightforward. You're not always going to know the right things. And sometimes you got to get tired of doing something before you don't want to do it. My auntie used to tell me, you got to be sick and tired before you sick and tired. So, I just wanted to share that with you. We all have, those times. And the wild part is when I see them say thank you more, I feel so appreciated. And I know that you're going to. And I know that your children have told you thank you. And if they haven't, they're going to. They're going to because you're going to do some new things, right, moms? That's right. So, it's nice when people notice the small things that you're doing and never acknowledged before and begin to do those things. And that's growth, not only for me, but for them too, and for my family, for your family, for our families, for us as women, as Fancy Tail Moms. That's what it's all about. That's what this journey is about as we're doing these things together, right? Growing, becoming better people, right? So, Another thing I've been working on too, as I mentioned, is keeping my boundaries. Now, even though I've been tested, I'm not letting nobody play in my face. I've been being real honest about my feelings, about how I feel about things, because it really don't help you or them to not tell the truth. Don't hide things and disguise things, because people will continue to treat you the way you allow them to. And sometimes keeping the peace is not about keeping the peace, but your peace. Did you get that? That part right there, right? And I'm not bending myself anymore for people. I don't need people to bend for me. We can meet halfway. I'm not about to shrink. I don't need them to shrink. I'm not about to keep explaining. I'm not about to over explain anything. I'm going to say something one time, and I hope that you're able to do that too, because people hear you the first time. It's really what they choose to accept and hear about how they move forward. I'm not going to be rescuing people anymore from the consequences of their choices. I'm going to take a step back, because sometimes keeping your boundaries is about taking a step back so that you can take a step forward for yourself. That's right. Keeping your boundaries is about taking a step back so that you can take a step forward for yourself. You can't continue to help people help themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's what boundaries are for. That's why my boundaries are staying exactly where they are and who they're for, and in due time and season. All right, all right. And as we talk about that, I've been telling the truth about my feelings, not only to other people, but about the truth to myself, about how I feel about things. And that's what we all need to be doing as mothers and as women, as fancy tail moms, as we continue to grow and join in this community together. I'm telling the truth about my own feelings, not only but to you, but to my kids, about what I'm going to do, what I'm not going to do. To my mother-in-law, shout out to both of them. To the fathers of my children, setting new boundaries and expectations. And sometimes we might have to do that. You might have to do that. We might have to do that. But we're not going to be hiding anymore to keep the peace, because that don't bring peace. We bring peace within ourselves when we tell the truth, by not pretending, by not saying you're okay when it's not okay. We're not okay. It's not okay. What you're doing is not okay. And that's all about what it is to be having clarity, to come in a tune with yourself, right? Into alignment with your values, with your character, with your morals, with the things that you believe in about yourself. I'm not carrying silent burdens anymore. And I don't want you to do it either. So I hope that you play that, rewind that. You know what I'm saying? Your feelings matter, your voice and your truth matters. So speak it. Hey, and those are some of the things I mentioned to my son earlier. He told me, oh, he just wanted to say okay just to get along. And I told him, don't say okay to get along. You speak your truth, because that's your truth, and people can hear that or not hear it. But at least you have said what you honestly feel. You can't lessen yourself to make other people comfortable. So that's something that we have to take into ourselves, into motherhood, because sometimes we shrink ourselves, we belittle ourselves, we accept things to keep the peace, to keep things going smooth, to keep things working when they're not really working. They're working for other people, but they're not working for us. And if we're the ones going to be steering the ship, mamas, fancy tails, we got to get into it. YOLO, change your direction. All right, now the weekend's coming. So don't forget to keep loving yourself by being yourself and doing what you want to do, doing what I want to do, when I want to do what I want to do, getting what I want. You can do that too, no matter where you're from Foods Co., Costco, you know, Safeway, Food Max, Berkeley Bowl, Whole Foods, Kroger. You do what you want to do. Dollar Store, Target, Walmart, Flea Market, Swamp Meat, Dee Dee's discount, raw. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you want to do, what you want to do. If it's $2, whatever. Don't forget to do the things that you want to do, the things that make you feel good about yourself, the things that remind you who you are. If it's journaling, if it's getting your favorite drink, if it's buying yourself something special. Hey, it could be $1. It could be $5. It could be 20. It could be 100. It could be 1,000. It could be five. It could be 10. It could be a new house. It could be a down payment. It could be anything you want to do. What you want to do when you want to do it, right? And make sure it feels good when you're doing it. So I've been doing the same things and putting myself first without guilt. Somebody asked me today, hey, can I do something? Yeah, first I'm doing me right now, and then I'll get to you. And sometimes we have to do that, because remember today I said it was too much and I had to take a breath for myself to reset. So part of that was putting myself first. And it's okay, because we put people before ourselves all the time, right? That's what sacrifice is. That's what being a mom is, being a woman is, being a wife. Hey, it could be a lot of things going on. It could be being a partner, being a coworker, right? Being an employee. We can be a lot of things, being a business owner. We can be a lot of things all at the same time, and they can all hold the same value and truth in and of themselves, right? So that's what the soft life is about, choosing yourself, doing good things that make you feel good and that are responsible. And, part of my telling my truth is loving myself out loud, doing the things I want, getting the things I want, putting myself first without guilt. I'm choosing myself, softness, I'm choosing joy, I'm choosing, me. So I hope that you're doing the same things. And if you're not, I want you to start right now. So, and part of that is counseling. I've been on a healing journey. Part of that is, me getting counseling and just checking in with somebody else to see, is what I'm thinking the same? Am I doing the right things? Am I being selfish for wanting to put myself first? And guess what? I'm not. We're not. And so I want to share that with you. There's so many sacrifices we make, but we can't keep sacrificing till we sacrifice ourselves out, because then we get burnt out. So I just wanted to share that with you. And yes, we're still doing the work. I'm still healing. I'm still unpacking things that I used to ignore, that I used to push to the side and just put in the closet, lock away, keep it moving. That's what we do out here in Oakland, California. Keep it moving. So that's a whole nother messy Monday episode by itself. We'll dig into that later. Check me out. But now I'm just committed to being the best version of myself, getting back to doing things I want to do and putting myself first. So I hope that you're doing that too. And, as we close tonight is about resetting, is about breathing, living in the moment. YOLO. Don't forget yourself first, because that's what counts too, right? You can't save other people. You cannot save other people if you don't save yourself first. So, right now, if you're here with me, I hope you give yourself permission to do the same thing. Save yourself, take care of yourself, love yourself. Remember the things you like to do the things you want to do, buy the things and get the things you want to get. And if you don't have them, work towards getting them, right? It's a mindset. We all up here in this soft life era. All right, making the best with what we have, even if it's little or a lot, right? Because it's all about who you are and what you do with what you got. So thank you for being here with me, for going with me, for listening to my message tonight. Please don't forget, this is Fancy Tail Momz, and we're choosing ourselves again. Now, if this message spoke to you, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and join this community. All right, talk to you next time. Thoughtful Thursdays.